Hello and welcome into this week's edition of The Pole Position right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host, Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below and hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from Racing News Now. On this channel, we discuss lots of motorsports, namely NASCAR, ARCA, IndyCar, and Formula One. And here on The Pole Position, we quickly catch you up and recap you on everything that happened over this past weekend from those series that we cover. If you want a more in-depth recap of what happened, because on here we generally just go through the top 10 for each race to just kind of catch you up really quickly. If you want a more in-depth recap, highlights, results, post-race interviews, point standings following the race, and for ARCA, exclusive race winner interviews usually. You'll want to go back and check out the race rewinds. Both of them for this past weekend will be linked down below in the description for the Xfinity race and the Cup race. That was all we had this weekend, though. F1 was off, IndyCar was off, ARCA was off, there was no truck race. So all we had was NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Xfinity from Watkins Glen, New York. So let's go right into it. Zippo 200 at the Glen was our first race of the weekend for the NASCAR Xfinity Series from Watkins Glen International. 82 laps in this race. Joey Logano picked up the victory in an exciting last few laps. Had a battle with his teammate Brad Keselowski. Keselowski, though, having some problems late. And ended up with a 10th place finish. Joey Logano, though, with the win. AJ Allmendinger fought his way back from deep in the pack late to come back for a 2nd place finish. Justin Allgaier, Ryan Preece, and Eric Almirola were the rest of your top 5. Cole Custer, Brandon Jones, Ryan Reed, Christopher Bell, and Brad Keselowski rounded out the top 10 for the Xfinity Series from Watkins Glen. All right, that leaves one other race for the weekend, and I'm sure you've heard about it at this point. It has been everywhere for the past 24 hours or so, and that is one Mr. Chase Elliott's first NASCAR victory in the Cup Series. He won the Go Bowling at the Glen on Sunday afternoon, had a very intense battle with Martin Truex Jr. for the final 10-20 laps of the race. We have the highlights for that, so if you haven't seen it and you want to go back and see exactly what happened there, just go down to the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Rewind show in the description, and you can see exactly what happened at the end of that race. Martin Truex Jr. came home in the 2nd position with Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez, and Eric Jones, 3 JGR teammates rounding out the top 5. Rest of your top 10 were Kyle Larson, Jamie McMurray, 2 Chip Ganassi Racing teammates, William Byron, Kurt Busch, and Kevin Harvick were the rest of your top 10. Alright, so I think that will do it for us today on Pole Position. A fairly short show today, but we didn't have a lot going on this weekend from what we cover, so get in, get out, and we got everything covered for you. So, like I said, if you want to see those rewind shows and you want more in-depth recaps, you need to go down below in the description. Links to both are down there. And we've got lots coming up this weekend as well. F1 and IndyCar, I believe, are both off again this next weekend, but we do have 3 NASCAR events for you. The Trucks and the Cup Series are at Michigan this coming weekend, as well as Xfinity Series at Mid-Ohio for more road course racing. So we will have 3 rewind shows for you next weekend, as well as Pole Position as usual next Monday. So if you haven't done it already, you need to go down below and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from Racing News Now. And hit that big thumbs up button if you like the video. It is much appreciated when you do. So with that, this has been the Pole Position, where you always start on the front row. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.